Hey everyone, Chris McGinnis here. So, I've had a pretty good week. It's been alright. But now I'm gonna go ahead and do something that's going to negate all the positive feelings. Yeah, I'm continuing on with this... I don't know what you can call it, this process, I guess. So, here we go. Here's part 2 of Let's Struggle Through. Let's read My Immortal. Here we go. And we begin with an author's note. Stup it, you gay fags. If you do not lick my story, then fuck off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle after all, and she and Vampire are evil. That's why they moved houses, okay? I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I was even upset, went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Gothic Rose 666. I am the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diabolo now. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it. And Hargrid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a C-R-O-S. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a steak. Spelled like the filet mignon type of steak. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song I suddenly burst into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concerted voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily, and then I said, well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry, but I don't want to kill him because he's real nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you, you fucking poser muggle bitch? Parentheses, see, is that out of character? I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. Personally, I feel like crying, and I'm only a section into this part. We practiced for 1 more hour. Then suddenly, Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fury, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. What have you done? He said. He started to cry wisely. See, that's basically not swearing, and this time he was really upset, and you will see why. Ebony Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. And next section. Author's note. I said, stop flamming up, preps. See, if this chapter is stupid, it deals with real serious issues. Spec see for yourself if it's stupid. Thanks to my friend Raven for flipping me. No! I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her fuck off and I ran to my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he would look like a perv that way. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood and I slit both of my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the vat angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a steak, again spelled like the cut of meat, and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it sandally. The hell? I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me and he was taking a videotape of me, and Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. God, I hate this. Ew, you fucking perv, stop looking at me naked. Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Why are you covering yourself with a towel when a few sentences ago you... You said that you put on a black low-cut dress. Why am I arguing logic with this story? Why am I reading this story? Whatever. Alright. Scream putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly Vampire ran in. Abracadabra, he yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly... Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, Everyone, we need to talk. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily, but I am also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any, I yelled madly. What the hell does that mean? Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. He cried out. He held it up like a victorious pachyderm. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I feel faint, more than normally I do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. And then I heard the words that I heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked or happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because, Hagrid suddenly paused dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Then swooped in, he and singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Boy, that's... I think my ears threw up a little at that thought. Because you're gothic? Snap asked in a little afraid voice because he was afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her! Next section. Author's notes. Stop f***ing. Okay, Hagrid is a pedo to a lot of people in American schools are like that, and I wanted to address that issue. How do you know Snap ain't Christian, but plus Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony? That was Cedric, okay? What? Alright, whatever. I was about to slit my wrists again with the silver knife that Drago had given me in case anything happened to him. He told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No, I thought it was Hagrid, but it was Vampire. He starts to scream, OMFG, no, my scar hurts, and then... His eyes rolled up. You can only see his red whites. I stopped. How did you know? I saw it, and my scar turned back into the lightning bolt. No, I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me and I always covered it up with foundation, he said. Anyway, my scar hurt and it turned back into a lightning bolt. Save me! Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage. Anyway, I was in the school nurse's office now recovering from my slit wrists. Snape and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pedophiles, and you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had constipated the video camera they took of me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into my hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. Enemy, I need to tell you something, he said in a serious voice, giving me the roses. Fuck off, I told him. You know I hate the color pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you, I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before being gothic. No, Inabi, Hagrid says. Those are not roses. What, are they goths too, you poser prep? I asked because I was angry that he brought me pink roses. I saved your life, he yelled angrily. No, you didn't, I replied. You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton pee video made from your shower scene and being viewed by Snap and Lupin, who masturbated. See, is that spelled wrong? To it, he added silently. And, to answer your parenthetical question, yes, it is spelled wrong. You idiots. Back to the narrative. And I use that term loosely. Whatever, I yelled angrily. Oh no, I'm sorry. Angrily, not angrily. He pointed his wand at the pink roses. These aren't roses. He suddenly looked at them with an evil look in his eye and muttered, "Well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say." "That's not a spell, that's an MCR song," I corrected him wisely. "I know. I was just warming up my vocal cords." Then he screamed, "Petulus Marengo me cremically romacio." Parenthetical, for all you cool gothic MCR fans out there, that is a tribute, especially for Raven. I love you, girl. Immo nato okeo. And then the roses turned into a huge black flame floating in the middle of the air, and it was black. Now I knew he wasn't a prep. "Okay, I believe you. Now WTF is Draco." Hairgrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of flame, but I could see nothing. "You see, Anabi," Dumbledore said, watching the two of us watching the flame. "To see what is in the flames," parentheses, "haha, your review's flames, get it? You must find yourself first, Kay." "I have found myself okay, you mean old man," Hagrid yelled. Dumbledore looked shocked. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have had said something back. Hagrid stormed off back into his bed. "You are a liar, Prof. Dumbledore." Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on the black leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. There was some corset stuff on the front. Then I put on black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with pictures of Billy Joe Armstrong on them. I put my hair all out around me so I looked like Samara from The Ring. If you don't know who she is, you're prep, so fuck off. And I put on blood-red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss. "You look kawaii, girl," Bloody Mary said sadly. "Fangs. Get it? You do too," I said sadly too, but I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all the blood. I cried again in my bathroom and put the shades on so Snap and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magic creatures. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared and he used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. "Hi," he said in a depressed way. "Hi back," I said in an equally sad way. We both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Then, we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. "Stop it now, you horny simpletons," shouted Professor McGoggle, who was watching us, and so was everyone else. "Vampire, you fucker," I said, slapping him. "Stop trying to screw me. I know you know I love Draco," I shouted, and I ran away angrily. Just then he started to scream, "Oh, OMFG, no! My scar hurts!" And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. "No!" I ran up closer. "I thought you didn't have a scar anymore," I shouted. "I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me and I always covered up with foundation," he said back. "Anyway, my scar hurt and I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage." Why in the hell did they copy and paste a section from earlier into down here? This is... oh my god. Special thanks to Raven, my Gothic's blood sister. WTF, you're supposed to writ this. Hey Raven, do you know where my sweater I... Next section. Author's note. Raven, thanks for gelping me again. I'm sorry I took your poster of Gerard, but that guy is such a fucking sex bomb. Prep, stop flamagging. Vampire and I ran up the stairs looking for Dumbledore. We were so scared. Dumbledore! Dumbledore! We both yelled. Dumbledore came there. What is it that you want now, you despicable snobs? He asked angrily. Voldemort has Draco, we shouted at the same time. He laughed in an evil voice. No! Don't! We need to save Draco, he begged. No, he said meanly. I don't give a darn what Draco does, what Voldemort does to Draco. Not after how he misbehaved in school, especially with you, Ebony, he said while he frowned, looking at me. Besides, I never liked him that much anyway. Then he walked away. Vampire started crying. My Draco, he moaned. Author's note. Don't you think gay guys are, like, so hot? It's okay, I tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry tears of blood. Then he had a brainstorm. I had an idea, he explained. What? I asked him. You'll see, he said. Then he took out his wand and did a spell. Then... Suddenly, we were in Voldemort's lair. We ran with our wands, and just as we heard a croon voice say, "Allah Cadabra," it was Voldemort. Allah Cadabra? Has Voldemort become Muslim now? Next section. Fuck off, preps, okay? Raven, thanks for helping again. I'm sorry I couldn't update, but I was depressed and had to go to the hospital because I slipped my wrists. P.S. I'm not updating till you give me 10 God revoice. Warning, some of this chapter is extremely scrayed. The hour excretion advised. Yeah, this is a hour excretion, alright. We ran to where Voldemort was. It turned out that Voldemort wasn't there. Instead, the fat guy who killed Cedric was. Draco was there crying tears of blood. Snaketail was torturing him. Vampire and I ran in front of Snaketail. "Rid my sight, you despicable preps," he shouted as we started shooting him with the gun. He then suddenly looked at me and fell down with a lovey-dovey look in his eyes. Quotation mark, period, quotation mark, he said. Yes, that's the quote. The punctuation mark. The period. And here's a parenthetical. In this, he is 16 years old, so he's not a pedophile, okay? Huh? I asked. "Enabi, I love you, will you have sex with me?" asked Snaketail. I started laughing crudely. What the fuck? You torture my BF and then expect me to fuck you? God, you are so fucked up, you fucking bastard, I said angrily, and I stabbed him in the heart. Blood poured out like a fountain. Poured, spelled P-O-R-E-D. Which I guess is kind of ironic, since blood is coming out of a hole in his body. "No!" he screamed. He started screaming and running around. Then he fell down and died. I burst into tears sadly. "Snaketail, what art thou doing?" called Voldemort. Then he started coming. We could hear his high heels clacking to us. So we got on our broomsticks and flew to Hogwarts. We went to my room. Vampire went away. Then I started crying. "What's wrong, honey?" asked Draco, taking off his clothes so he could screw. He had a six-pack, get it, because he's so sexy, and a really huge you-know-what and everything. "It's so unfair," I yelled. "Why can't I be ugly or plain like all the other girls and preps here except for Bloody Mary, because she's not ugly or anything?" "Why would you want to be ugly? I don't like the preps anyway. They are such fucking sluts," answered Draco. "Yeah, but everyone is in love with me. Like Snape and Lupin took a video of me naked. Hagrid says he's in love with me. Vampire likes me, and now even Snaketail's in love with me. I just want to be with you, okay, Draco? Why couldn't Satan have made me less beautiful?" I shouted angrily. And don't worry, Enabi isn't a snob or anything, but a lot of people have told her she's pretty. "I'm good at too many things. Why can't I just be normal? It's a fucking curse," I shouted, and then I ran away. I know what you're not good at. Writing. Next section. Author's notes. Stop flamming, okay? BTW, you suck from new on. Every time someone flames me, I'm gonna slip my wrist. Thanks to Raven for flipping. "Ebony! Ebony!" shouted Draco sadly. "No, please, come back!" But I was too mad. "Whatever. Now you can go and have sex with Vampire," I shouted. I stormed into my room and closed my black door with my blood-red key. It had a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. He looked so sexy in a way that reminded me of Draco and Vampire. I started to cry and weep. I took a razor and started to slit my wrists. I drank the blood all depressed. Then I looked at my black GC watch and noticed it was time to go to biology class. I put on a short-ripped black gothic dress that said Anarchy on the front in blood-red letters and was all ripped in a spiky belt. Under that I put on ripped black fishnets and boots that said Joel all over them with blood-red letters. I put my ebony black hair out. Anyway, I went downstairs feeling all sad and depressed as usual. I did some advanced biology work. I was turning a bloody pentagram into a black guitar. Suddenly the guitar turned to Draco. "Enabi, I love you," he shouted sadly. "I don't care what those fucker preps and poses think. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. Before I met you, I wanted to commit suicide all the time. Now I just want to fucking be with you. I fucking love you." Then, he started to sing The Chronicles of Life and Death. We consider it our song now because we fell in love when Joel was singing it, right in front of the entire class. His singing voice was so amazing and gothic and sexy, like a cross between Gerard, Joel, Chester, Pierre, and Marilyn Manson. Author's note. Don't you think those guys are so hot? If you do not know who they are, get the fuck out on her. OMFG, I said after he was finished. Some fucking crap stared at us, but I just stuck up my middle fingers. They were covered in black nail polish and were entwined with Dracos now at them. I love you, I said, and then we started to kiss, just like Hilary Duff. I fucking hate that bitch, and CMM in a Cinderella story. Then we went away holding hands. Lupin shouted at us, but he stopped because everyone was clapping by how sexy we looked together. Then I saw a poster saying that MCR would have a concert in Hogsmeade right then. We looked at each other all shocked, and then we went together. The next section. You know what? Shut up, okay? Prove to me you're not press. Raven, you suck, you fucking bitch. Give me back my fucking tweets, you substitute to write this. Raven, WTF, you bitch, you're supposed to do this. BTW, thanks to Brittany5655 for teaching my Japanese. Oh boy. We ran happily to Hogsmeade. There we saw the stage where GC had played. We ran in happily. MCR were there playing Helena. I was so fucking happy. Gerard looked even sexier than he did in the pictures. Even Draco thought so. I could totally see him getting an erection, but it didn't matter, because I knew that we were the only true ones for each other. I was wearing a black leather mini dress and black leather platinum boots with red ripped fishnets. Draco was wearing a black baggy MCR t-shirt and black baggy pants. Anyway, we started moshing to Helena. We Frenched. We ran up to the front of the band to stage dive. Suddenly Gerard pulled off his mask. So did the others. We gasped. It wasn't them at all. It was Volsamort and the Death Dealers. Oh boy, I love Volsamort and the Death Dealers. WTF, Draco, I'm not going to a concert with you, I shouted angrily. Not after what happened to me last time. Even if it's MCR, you know how much I licked them. What, 'cause we... You know, he gadgeted uncomfortably because guys don't like to talk about you-know-what. Yeah, 'cause we, you know, I yielded in an angry voice. We won't do that again, Draco promised. This time we're going with an escort. OMFG WTF, are you giving in to the mainstream, I asked. So I guess you're a prep or a Christina or what now? No, he muttered loudly. Are you becoming a prep or what? I shooted angrily. Enemy, I'm not. Please come with me. He fell down to his knees and started singing The World is Black by GC to me. I was flattened because that's not even a single. He had memorized the lyrics just for me. Okay, then I guess I will have to, I said, and then we Frenched for a while, and I went up to my room. Bloody Mary was standing there. Hajime Mishite, girl, she said happily. She speaks Japanese, so do I. That means how do you do in Japanese. BTW, Willow, that fucking poser, got expelled. She failed at all her classes and she skipped math. Author's note. Raven, you fucking suck, fuck you. It serves that fucking bitch right, I laughed angrily. Well, anyway, we were feeling all depressed. We watched some gothic movies like Das Nightmare Before Xmas. What is that, a German version of Nightmare Before Christmas? Maybe Willow will die too, I said. Quiet, Bloody Mary shook her head. Energetically, lethargically. How do you shake your head energetically, lethargically? I hate you so much right now. Anyway. Oh yeah. Oh, I have a confession. After she got exploded, I murdered her, and then Lupin did it with her because he's a necrophilac. Quiet, I commented happily. We talked to each other in silence for the rest of the movie. How the hell is that possible? Oh hey, BTW, I'm going to a concert with Draco tonight in Hogsmeade with MCR, I said. I need to wear, like, the hottest outfit ever. Bloody Mary nodded energetically. OMFG, totally, let's go shopping. And Hot Topic, right? I asked, already getting out my special Hot Topic loyalty card. No, my head snapped up. What? My head spooin'? I could not believe it. Bloody Mary, are you a prep? No, she laughed. I found some cool Gothic stores near Hogwarts, that's all. Who told you about them? I asked her it would be Draco, or Diabolo, or Vampire. Don't even say that nam to me. Or me. What? And why are they talking about being at the concert? At the beginning of the section when she says, I'm going to a concert. You know what? Whatever. Who cares? Moving on. So who told Bloody Mary about these Gothic stores? Dumbledore, she said. Let me just call our Brahms. OMFFG, Dumbledore? I asked quietly. Strange that she asked quietly because that was typed in all caps. Yeah, I saw the map for Hogsmeade on his desk, she told me. Come on, let's go. We're going to a few punk goth stores specially for the concerts in Hogsmeade. The salesperson was OMG higher than Gerard, except not because that's impossible, and he gave me a few dresses. We only have these for the real goths. The real goths? Me and Bloody Mary asked. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many posers there are in this town, man. Yesterday, Lupin and Snap tried to buy a Gothic camera pouch. He shook his head. I didn't even know they had a camera. OMFG, no, they're gonna spy on me again, I cried, running out of the change room wearing a long black dress with lots of red tulle coming out in a very low cut with a huge slit. Oh my Satan, you have to buy that outfit, the salesperson said. Yeah, it looks totally hot, said Bloody Mary. You know what, I'm gonna give it to you free because you look really hot in that outfit. Hey, are you gonna be at the concert tonight, he asked. Yeah, I am, actually. I looked back at him. Hey, BTW, my name's Ebony Darkness Dementia Terra Way. What's yours? Tom Ridd, he said and ran a hand through his black-dyed hair. Maybe I'll see you there tonight. Yeah, I don't think so, because I'm going there with my BF Draco, you sick perv, I yelled angrily, but before he could beg me to go with him, Hagrid flew in on his black broom looking word. OMFG, Ebony, you need to get back into the castle now. Next section. Author's notes. I said stop flamming the strio. If you're a prep, then do not read it. You can tell whether you're a prep or not by my quiz. It's on my homepage. If you're not, then you rock. If you are, then fuck oof. Peasy, Willow isn't really a prep. Raven, please do this. I'll promise to give you back your poster. Tom Riddle gave us some clothes and stuff for free. He said he would help us with makeup if he wanted, cause he was really into fashion and stuff. He's bisexual. Hagrid kept shooting at us to come back to Hogwarts. WTF, Hagrid, I shouted angrily. Fuck off, you fajucking bastard. Well, anyway, Willow came. Hagrid went away angrily. Hey, bitch, you look kawaii, she said. Yeah, but not as kawaii as you, I answered sadly, because Willow was really pretty and everything. She was wearing a short black corset thingy with blood-red lace on it and a black blood-red miniskirt, leather fishnets, and black pointy boots that showed off how pale she was. She had a really nice body, with big boobs and everything. She was thin enough to be anorexic. My god, I think she spelled that right. So are you going to the concert with Draco, she asked. Yeah, I said happily. I'm going with Diabolo, she answered happily. Well, anyway, Draco and Diabolo came. They were both looking extremely hot and sexy, and you could tell they thought we were hot too. Diabolo was wearing a black t-shirt that said 666 on it. He was wearing tons of makeup just like Marilyn Manson. Draco was wearing black leather pants, a gothic black GC t-shirt, and black Vans he got from the Warp Tower. Bloody March was going to the concert with Dracula. Dracula used to be called Navel. I'm sorry, Navel. But it turned out that he was kidnapped at birth and his real family were vampires. They died, spelled like dyeing your hair, in a car crash. Navel converted to Satanism, and he went goth. He was in Slytherin now. He was wearing a black warped t-shirt, black jeans and shoes, and black hair with red streaks in it. We call him Dracula now. No, you called him Dracola. As in Coca-Cola. Well, anyway, we all went to Draco's black Mercy Benz. Get it? Because we're Gpific. I guess that's how you pronounce G-P-F-F-I-K. That his dad Lucian gave him. We did pot, coke, and crack. Draco and I made out. We made fun of those stupid fucking preps. We soon got there. I gasped. Gerard was the sexiest guy ever. He looked even sexier than he did in pics. He had long raven black hair and piercing blue eyes. He was really skinny and he had an amazing epic voice. We marched to Helena and some odder songs. Suddenly, Gerard pulled all of his mask. So did the other Membes. I gasped. It wasn't Gerard at all. It was an ugly preppy man with no nose and red eyes. Everyone ran away but me and Draco. Draco and I came. Ew. It was Voldemort and the Death Dealers. You moronic idiots, he shouted angstily. Enemy, I told you to kill Vampire. Thou have failed, and now I shall kill thou and Draco. No, no, please, we begged sadly, but he took out his knife. Suddenly, a gothic old man flew, and spelled like influenza, in on his broomstick. He had long black hair and a long black thread. He was wearing a black robe that said Avril Lavigne on the back. He shouted a spill and Voldemort ran away. It was Dumbledore. Oh my God in heaven, this is getting stupid. Next section. Author's note. I said stop flamming. If you do, then you're a fucking prep. Thanks to Raven for the help and stuff. You rock. And you're not a prep. Thanks for my suitor. P.S. The other reason Dumbledore swore is cause he trying to be gothic, so dare. I woke up the next day in my coffin. I walked out of it and put on some black eyeliner, black eyeshadow, blood bed lipstick, and a black, really low-cut leather dress that was all ripped and in stripes so you could see my belly. I was wearing a skull belly ring with black and red diamonds inside it. The night before, Draco and I went back to the skull. Get it? Skull, because I'm gothic and I like death. Dumbledore chased Voldemort away. We flew there on our brooms. Mine was black and the broom stuff was blood red. There was lace all over it. Draco had a black MCR boom. We went back to our rooms and we had you-know-what to a Linkin Park song. Well, anyway, I went down to the Great Hall. Great spelled like sewer grates, which is where this story belongs. There, all the walls were painted black and the tables were black too. But you should see that there was pink pant underneath the black pant. And there were pastors of poser bands everywhere, like Ashley Simpson and the Backstreet Boys. WTF, I shouted, going to sit next to Bloody Mary and Willow. Bloody Mary was wearing a black leather mini with a good Charlotte t-shirt, black fishnets, and black pointy boots. Willow was wearing a long gothic black dress with blood red writing that was all lacy and came up to your thighs, and black boots and fishnets. Vampire, Dracula, and Draco came. We started to talk about who was sexier, Mikey or Gerard Way or Billy Joe Armstrong. The boys joined in because they were bi. Those guys are so fucking hot, Navel was saying as suddenly a gothic old man with a black beard and everything came. It was the same one who chased away Voldemort yesterday. He had normal tan skin, but he was wearing white foundation and he had dyed his hair black. Dyed as in the past tense of dye, hair as in bunny rabbits. Dumbledore? We all gasped. WTF? I shouted angrily. I thought he was just wearing that to scare Voldemort. Hello, everyone, he said happily. As you can see, I gave the room a makeover. What jut do you think about it? Everyone from the poser table in Gryffindor started to cheer. Well, we Goths just looked at each other all disgusted and shook our heads. We couldn't believe what a poser he was. BTW, you can call me Albert, he called as we left to our classes. What a fucking poser, Draco shouted angrily as we to transformation. We were holding hands. Vampire looked really jealous. I could see him calling blood in a gothic way. Get it? Way like Gerard? But I didn't say anything. I bet he's having a midlife crisis, Will shouted. I was so fucking angry. Next section. Author's note. Please stop flamming the story. If you do, you're a fucking prep and you're jealous, okay? From knock on I'm going to dealt your men reviews. BTW ever need a poor blood, so there. One thanks to Raven for the help. All day we sat angrily thinking about Dumbledore. We were so fucking pissed off. Well, I had one thing to look forward to, the MCR concert. It had been postponed so we could all go. Anyway, I went to the common room, sadly, to cut classes. Drake was being all secretive. I asked him what it was, and he got all mad at me and started crying all hot and angsty. Aren't sexy bi guy, sensitive bi guys so hot? No one fucking understands me, he shouted angrily as his black hair went in his big blue eyes like Billy Joe in Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Again, hair smelled like rabbits. He was wearing black baggy pants, a black MCR t-shirt, and a black dye. Get it? Get it instead of tie 'cause I'm gothic? I was wearing a black leather low-cut top with chains all over it, over a black leather mini, black high-held boots, and a cross-belly thing. My hair was all up in a messy, really high bun like Amy Lee in Gone Under. Email me if you want to see the pic. Accuse me? What about me? I growled. But, he grunted. You fucking bastard, I moaned. No, wait, it's not what it fucking looks like, he shouted. But it was too late. I knew what I heard. I ran to the bathroom angrily, cring. Draco banged on the door. I whipped and wept, spelled W-H-E-P-P-E-D, as my bloody eyeliner streamed down my cheeks and made cool tears down my feces, like Benji in the video for girls and boys, Raven that is so our video. Let me read the first part of that sentence again. I whipped and wept as my bloody eyeliner streamed down my cheeks and made cool tears down my feces. Yep. Once again, a apt description of this story. Cool tears running down feces. I took out a cigarette and started to smoke pot. Suddenly Hagrid came. He had appeared. You gave me a fucking shock, I shouted angrily, dropping my pot. WTF do you think you're doing in the girls' room? Only it wasn't just Hagrid. Someone else was with him, too. For a second I wanted it to be Tom Ridd or maybe Draco, but it was Dumbledore. Hey, I need to ask you a question, he said, pulling out his black wannabe gothic purse. What are you wearing to the concert? You know who MCR are? I gasped. No, I just saw there was a concert that a lot of goths and punks were going to, he said. Anyway, Draco has a surprise for you. Next section. Author's note. I said I don't care what you think. Stop the flamming, okay, preps? Thanks to Raven for the help. Oh yeah, BTW, I'll be on vacation in Transylvania for the next 3 days, so do not expect updates. All day I wondered what the surprise was. Meanwhile, I put on a black leather mini, a black corset with purple lace stuff all over it, and black gothic compact boots. MCR were going to do the concert again, since Voldemort had taken over the last one. I slit my wrist while I moshed to MCR in my bedroom all night, feeling excited. Suddenly someone knocked on the door while I was trying on some black clothes and moshing to Thank You for the Venom.